This is the Foulmouth Network with Ken and G, here exclusively on Patreon. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Foulmouth Ken, and we're coming to you with a news short here on the Foulmouth Network here on Patreon. And I have DJ G in the house with me right now, where apparently Keemstar has run into some problems here in Buffalo. Apparently his dick is caught in some kind of hole in the backyard somewhere, I think along the lines of a pool filter. Early reports right now that Keemstar might lose his dick. This is sad news for the community. G, how do you feel about this?
Well, Ken, I gotta say, I mean, he puts a brand new definition to cunt.
Yes, because he would have an open slit there now for sure, like we all thought that he had in the first place, but it's kind of sad news right now. The early reports are that they trying to get him out in one piece, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to, so they might have to Lorena Bobbitt that ass and take the whole cock off. So, which is sad. I mean, this is a big blow to the community if you're a Keemstar fan, and it's a shame, but, I mean, this is what you have to deal with, you know, when you put your dick in filters, you know. So, our prayers go out to Keemstar. Hopefully he'll get better over there in Buffalo, New York, one of the worst places you can live in your world. But listen, guys, let me tell you, we got other news right now in the community also. We don't want to really mention any of the shows that we don't like, so we're not going to mention them by name. But we do want to mention some of our good shows that we do like the Dad-Ass Podcast. Go check those guys out if you haven't already. I know most of you guys here on Patreon know them, and some of them are even part of the crew there. So shout out to them and Mr. Billy Ricky and Cal Alabama and Mr. D.Moon, Mike Bobbitt, everybody here on Patreon. Shout out to you guys, Tiffany, Mitch, everybody. Guys, you know, we were supposed to be doing Low Blow with Lucky Low tonight, and Mr. Lucky Low is now known as Lucky Leave. You guys know that already, but he has left again, folks. He was supposed to be here tonight to do Low Blow and basically gave me a low blow. So, yeah. I'm here with Producer G, and we're just talking about the community and, you know, making up some fake shit. But, guys, I want to tell you about the new Billy Ricky show that has come out on his channel. Pretty cool show, I got to say. He might have found his niche on this one, guys. He's doing a news-type show, Mr. Billy Ricky, reporting some stuff as far as the community and everything, which we wanted to do something like that for the Low Blow show that we were talking about. But, you know, listen, we'll try to get that one day done for you guys. But for right now, it's me and my man, Mr. Producer G. So, Producer G, I heard that someone in the community had reached out to you for you to come and do their audio. Now, we're not talking Super Ugly. We're talking another show here. I don't want to really say the name and give them any free, promotional type thing here, because God knows I can't fucking stand them. And a lot of other people can't either in the community. They have a lot of the misfits like to go there and hang out over there. Like a lot of the people who don't really like us anymore, maybe because we didn't shout them out or have them on the show long enough. But the fact of the matter is that these people who started their own show, they shunned the Foulmouth Network and did not call or be a part of anything anymore because they felt that they weren't put on the show long enough. Now, that right there is, you can hear a lot of things, and I'm sure those people will tell you that that's not the reason, but that is the reason why they stopped calling the show and they were stopped coming on it. I had somebody on the show the other night, about a week ago. They shouted out their show, and the next day on their show, they called me a bitch ass. So that's the type of people we're dealing with, type of mentality of, this show. And I'll tell you, it has to do with a cummy pillow. So you could just imagine what I'm talking about here. And the profile picture is like something out of fucking a nightmare. Okay, this woman is trying to like entice people to come and sub to her channel by showing her fucking god awful fucking body and tits. I mean, like, listen, I'm no fucking person to look at, okay? But Jesus Christ, lady, what are you thinking? The fuck are you thinking? Putting yourself on Twitter like that and on YouTube with that photo is just fucking horrific. Cover your fat fucking face and your body, please. Please. Next time you take a fucking picture like that, put a throw rug over your body. Okay? Put a fucking throw rug on it. Because you don't have tits, you have fits. That's what those are called. They're not called tits, they're called fits. Because it's fucking fat, balled up into a fist. It's fits. You got a set of fits. I'm sorry for shitting on people, guys, but this is Patreon, dude. And we're allowed to do that here.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're keeping it real. I mean, you're entitled to that. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I was kind of put in the dark by all this.
I mean, she reaches out to my producer, first of all. I'm kidding around saying all this shit, but honestly, she reaches out to my producer to fucking come and fix her audio. Meanwhile, they shun the fuck out of the whole network because we didn't put them on. That. Yeah, I mean, and she... Who knows if she knew you knew that or not? I mean, I would think that she would think that you knew that, but see, we're not a bunch of little bitches, and we go and I say to my coworkers on this channel, hey guys, we don't like these people no more, so shun them, don't talk to them. No, we don't say nothing like that. Things just keep going on, and it is what it is. You don't sweat the small stuff. That's why
the God honest truth. We don't talk about anybody. Yeah. We're more concerned about what the next topic is, or what we're going to talk about.
And Producer G, helps a lot of people out. He helped out Super Ugly with their audio. He'll help out mostly anybody who's new shows, old shows, that he can. And we look to, be friends with people than to be enemies. But these people, they basically shunned us like we were outcast because they weren't on our show as much as they felt they should have been. And trust me, I got a letter about it from somebody. Saying, you got to put me and her on more, and it's not right that these people are on this much amount of time with an exact time written down to it and next to it, saying 8 minutes.
I'm sorry, that's pathetic.
8 minutes and 24 seconds. You know what I mean? Like 8 minutes, 24 seconds, and we were on for 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Because I don't keep track.
Sad. Are you really timing it? Because we're not timing it.
I know.
If the conversation's flowing, we're going.
Yeah, exactly.
If the conversation dies, all right, thank you. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, if you brought something to the table and we were like, hey, wow, leave this person on. There are some people I leave on all show. Now, at this point, most of the people that you guys hear that I leave on for the full show is Tiffany, who has her own show here on YouTube.
And Billy Ricky.
Billy Ricky, he could come on.
They've earned their stripes,
yeah, though. As long as he wants to come on. These are people who are good friends of our channel. And there are some fans that fans and people who interact with us a lot that I would throw on for a whole show, too. There's people out there who have never called who I would throw on for a whole show if they wanted, that support our channel big time. Like a guy like Cal Alabama or D.Moon or... some of these people, even the people that have never spoken to us, like I said, if you're such big supporters, I'm going to put you on. You guys want on, you're on. And like I said, here on Patreon, we have rewards and all this and that, and they encourage you to give rewards out and to do things like this. So our main thing was, if you're a $10 and over donator, you could name one show a month here on Patreon or on our YouTube channel that you will come on and co-host with us. So that was one of the rewards that we thought of here on Patreon, is to have you once a month. If you're a $10 or higher donator, you get a chance to be on any show you want with us. You name the show, whether it be Insomniac or Foulmouth Live or even our Game of Thrones show that we do, which was really, really good last night, and we had a lot of people watching it, and it looks like we're going to go another week. I'm going to have to pull a switch on a show if it's not good, you know what I mean? So... And that was something new we tried. If it didn't work out, we would pull the switch after 3 or 4 weeks of doing it. But it looks like it's going to work out, especially after last week. We had a lot of people in there. We had a good discussion. We had a lot of people asking questions in the chat, and which was great. So it was a really good show. Check that out if you're a Game of Thrones fan. That's on.
They're saying, dude. I mean, they're saying that's the number one show right now.
Yeah, it is, man, and it's going to be for a while. I mean, there's only 10 episodes left of the show.
And see, that sucks because I never got into it.
Yeah, I mean, if I were you, I'd binge watch it because it's worth it, man. It's a unbelievable show. It's better than Star Wars right now. The world itself, surrounding the movie. You know how Star Wars has the world surrounding those movies.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with this. There's a world surrounding these shows. And the world that surrounds these shows is a better world than Star Wars at this point, man. It's crazy. I'm looking at TV right now, and I see a show that's coming out on Showtime, and it has Eddie Murphy's late brother on there, Charlie Murphy. No, he was never a crackhead. And he looks really sick in this. He must have taped this not too long before he died, man. He looks really fucking sickly, and he's skinny as shit. And that dude was always built up big. He was a big dude. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But yeah, so like, you know, we're talking about the community and shit. We're supposed to be doing low blow tonight, but we have to put something on the Patreon, guys. I know I haven't been, you know, putting a lot on here, but like I said, once we get rolling and the summer's over, we're going to be really putting a lot of stuff on here. A couple of new shows. I think Producer G might be doing a show where he's DJing music for a certain amount of time.
I was thinking about that.
You know, maybe he's going to come on here and do like a radio station type show where he's DJing music and shit, and it's probably be about an hour long, 2 hours long, maybe.
It'd be all just new music, and I would get your votes, yay or nay.
Yeah, like what you guys want to hear and shit. We'll be putting that on a Patreon and stuff like that. I'm going to do a solo show on here where it's just going to be me talking about stupid shit, comedy type show. I'm going to have sound effects and stuff. That'll be on here pretty soon. As far as Low Blow, we're going to try to keep it going and get Lucky Low back in here in the next 2 weeks. He's taking off for 2 weeks. He's not going to be around for any shows. But when he gets back, hopefully we'll be able to do that and, you know, get a little more in depth on the community and stuff. You know, like we said, we mentioned some of the stuff going on with that one particular show. And, you know, it's crazy because they come to you to do their audio, but yet I don't get a phone call. Not a phone call, but I don't get a DM. I don't get nothing. It was like, shun me, but let me ask their producer for help. Like, just fucking the mentality.
I mean, listen, they were all super nice to me, you know, and I don't really get into politics or anything like that. They didn't mention anything about any fight or anything. I was in the dark about it. Yeah. So I said, yeah, you know, I'll help you out. But I actually never did because we never were able to set up a time for me to actually, you know.
Yeah, they reached out to me to go on the show and shit, and I was like, you know, listen, I'd rather not, you know, because you guys were fucking just very disrespectful to me and what I was doing at one point. So I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to be a part of anything over there because I like some of the people that are over there that watch the show, that interact with their show. I mean, all three of the people who watch the show, I know them.
3 people.
And, you know, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's basically a copycat show. They're copying a very close friend of ours and their show. At least it's they're trying to copy it. But they're not coming close to what Tiffany and James do on their show. So, you know, listen, when there's blatant copying going on, it sucks, but it also shows that you're doing something right because you have somebody on there copying what you're doing. So, I get that. You know, but sometimes it sucks to see somebody just hacking your shit up, like your style.
Well, it's a shitty situation, you know. It just makes everybody feel uncomfortable.
But the situation was created by a person who, they come on the show and they don't really tell you the full story about what happened. Because there was a lot more to the story than you just heard the one side on their show. I know none of you guys really heard this because nobody really listens to that shit show. But they basically said their side of the story. And the full story really was left out a lot of things. There was a certain person that can't see too well who sent a letter to a big show in our community, probably the biggest show. When he sent this letter, the other person didn't tell anybody, hey, look who sent me a letter, look who sent me. The name was blocked out. There was no names involved. This person had asked around, you know, do you know this? Do you know what this person means? Do you know what this person means? You didn't know who the person was, but we kind of figured it out by what was said in the letter. And once I read this letter, I knew exactly who it was. And I said, wow, this person was pretending to be friends with this other person. But yet, they took a letter, they wrote this stuff down, and they sent it to another person saying, hey, this person is going to take your subs. They're plotting to steal your subs, and they're plotting to steal your fans, and they want to take everything away from you, and you know, and they're going to leave you out in the dust and take your channel from you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, first of all,
that's so childish. Yeah. That is so childish.
Yeah, first of all,
I'm sorry. No adult. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. No adult in their right mind is going to be persuaded, oh, well, because this YouTuber told me to unsub, I'm going to unsub. No.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that it's like, you know, do you really expect somebody to really believe that, you know, this this plan was hatched and they're actually going to be able to do it, because it's like, it's not easy to take somebody's subs. It's not easy to end somebody's channel. It's not, it's a very hard thing to do. Like, it especially if it's a nobody channel just coming up out of nowhere and not a lot of subs, like, it's almost impossible. So, like, anybody saying, hey, they're planning on doing this, it's like laughable in a sense. And let me tell you, I know the people that this was being accused of them saying this, and they're not stupid people. They're not going to sit there and say something like that when they know, number one, it will fuck them, and number two, it's impossible to just take somebody's subs. Okay? It's not impossible to earn subs from another channel, because either they, the fans like what you do and like what you say. I'm sure nobody in their right mind is going to put somebody on who's totally copying them. You know what I mean? To put them on their channel and say, hey guys, look at this person who's totally copying me. Go over there and sub to them. So it was just stupid all around, the letter and what was said. And it really was done at a crucial moment, because everybody was friends with each other at that time. Everybody, if there was any beef,
shitty,
it was worked out. Yeah. And that was like at a shitty moment. And it put a big wedge in between a lot of people in the community. So you guys pretty much know who I'm talking about. The guy can't see really good who we're talking about here. I'm not naming any names, but this person, the bottom line is he sent a letter saying all this to a big show here in the community, and it blew up on his face. And when it did, and when everybody knew he was a liar and a shit stirrer, he tucked his tail between his legs. He went somewhere else, and he tried to create his own show with the people who were in on that with him. So, and hence now you have fucking, this show, which
that's a shame.
Doesn't tell you the full truth. And it is a shame, because I like other people that call into that show, and other people who are actually on the show. They're good people. And I'm not saying that these people I'm talking about are bad people either. I'm just saying they did a fucking pretty shitty thing that will pretty much mark them in my mind for the rest of the time I'm here on YouTube dealing with them. So
yeah, I hear you, dude. Because when we were planning, the whole Patreon months ago, there were certain people that I kind of wanted to include, and this one person had potential.
Yeah.
Because me and him actually had a lot in common, but I didn't see this side of it until this all, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with drama.
Yeah,
I have 3 kids I have to worry about.
Because I thought the person was drama. I thought the person was somewhat funny and had a lot of potential too, like you said. And it sucked, because now it's like, okay, now I got to shun this person because they shunned me and they fucking did what they did. And now I don't want nothing to do with them, because I see the true colors. And it sucked, like you said, because the potential to work with them was huge, and it sucks because
they're petty. They put just petty bullshit.
Yeah, it is. It really is. They go send letters to people, and then it's funny because they talk about it on their little show that they do, and they talk about it and talk about it and talk about it, but you never hear both sides of the story. You never heard that a letter was sent. You never heard that a letter was sent to me saying, oh, you don't put us on long enough. You should put us on more than this, and giving me almost exact timing of who's on what for what time and how long they are and all this and that, which was ridiculous. It's like, you want to take over somebody's show, it's ridiculous, man, So, yeah, that's one of the things that was going on, and that's the full story now. So, so you guys know. Now, obviously, I'm not going to go put this on YouTube. It's only made, this is only for the Patreon and you guys here, a small little family that we have here. So you guys know the full story. And you can, tell for yourself what's going on. So that's the full story. Letters were sent out, things were said, things were lied about, and people shunned people because they weren't on people's shows long enough. So, and like I said, I'm not saying any names, but you guys pretty much know what it is. But, yeah, that's what we wanted to give you for tonight.
Can I just add one thing to it, though, actually? There's just one thing that I just want to actually just tell just the Patreon fans. I might come across as a dickhead sometimes, but I'm protecting Kenny, I'm protecting Filthy Mouth Gamer, and I'm protecting Lucky Low. I consider these guys my family. So, these guys run the show. So if I hear someone being disrespectful, or if I see, or if I hear or see someone, talking over somebody, I'm going to become defensive. So that kind of goes as with what Ken just said. I was cool with everybody, but I was kind of put in the dark because honestly, like Ken said before, we don't discuss YouTube drama. There's more important shit to talk about. So, but then, just in conversation, I told Ken that, I was going to help these people out. And then that's when I got the information that I got. And to make the long story short, I didn't help them out. But basically, if you respect us, we're gonna respect you. That's the nature of the game.
Yeah.
But that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. Well, no, that's good, man. That's good. Yeah. So, like I said, give a quick shout out to you guys here on Patreon, real quick. I want to thank all you guys on Patreon. Some of the new people that joined. We have like 2 new people that joined. Mr. Young Republican, Billy Ricky Comedy, that you can go check out here on Patreon and also on YouTube. Matt, OKayFabe, Lord Booker, Cal Alabama the Man, Tiffany, Damien Soul, Buzz, John, Mitch, Mr. D.Moon, Derrick, what's up, buddy? The Rage Family, Mike Bobbitt, and my man, Mr. Kal-El. He was down there again because he raised up from $10 a month to $15 a month. So big shout out to you, Mr. Cal Alabama. Thank you so much, man. Even $1 is fucking huge to us, so I want to thank you guys. And big shout out to you guys here on the Patreon. And like I said, we're going to be developing more and more shows for the Patreon soon. And once the summer ends and we can put this into high gear because we all have families, you'll be getting a lot more here on Patreon at the end of August when things settle down, the kids go back to school, and we get a little more time to come on here and do more things.
Yeah, camping season will be done for me.
So we'll have Lucky Low back full time, and we'll have Producer G back full time, and we'll be putting a lot more on here. But I wanted to drop this for you guys tonight, even though Mr. Lucky Low bailed on me. I just wanted to give this to you guys tonight, and I hope you like it and enjoy it. It was our side of the story about as far as, what really happened behind the scenes with certain people, if you guys didn't hear the whole story. We'll be back on here. We'll be back Wednesday on YouTube with Foulmouth Live. G, you going to be around for that this Wednesday or no?
Yes, sir.
Nice. We'll have G, and I think we'll have... also, the Filthy Mouth Gamer for Wednesday. And then Saturday, we'll be back with Insomniac. And then, of course, Sunday, Roundtable. And also, we will have the Game of Thrones review. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, please come and check it out and help us, support us, and let people know about it and everything and that whole shit. And shout out to all you guys. Thanks for listening. And we'll be back soon here on Patreon.
Also just a big shout out to Keemstar's penis. I hope it makes out okay.
I hope he makes it out okay, and the filter's good, and his nice mansion looks nice. All right, guys. So for Mr. G and Ken, thanks for listening, guys, and we'll talk to you guys soon here on Patreon again. Peace out, guys.
Audio Jungle.
My penis is caught!